welcome back to another episode of Agave Talks here at Alegria. I'm here with Justus. Justus, how long you been in the city for?
I've been in the city since, what was it? I moved here in 2012, so it's been a pretty long time now. I'm not going to do the math.
Nice. Almost like a full DC native at this point.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but woo-woo. These, what we have here today, these are all under the umbrella of Puebla de Sabor. That's the company I work for. Malbien being the main one, and then we also have La Locura and El Tigre as well, all great mezcals. Everything here is all open air fermentation, which a lot of times you won't see, especially when it comes to like mezcals that are for cocktails and things of that nature.
Nice. What does that mean, open air? Do you like leave out the agave like out in the sun, or do you just like leave it outside? Or?
So while a lot of times there'll be sometimes the barrel or the large barrel that they're fermenting in are either outside. Sometimes it'll have like a semi-roof, depending, for weather and stuff. But a lot of the yeast or wild yeast that allows for the sugars and everything to ferment comes from the air and all the trees and whatever else is growing in the area, which also affects the taste, So that's the cool thing about mezcal. No matter what you get, depending on what's growing or depending on the quality of the soil, when it's picked, everything, that is what tells you the flavor or what it'll taste like. So
cool. Yeah. Cool. So we got some, like I said, some of my favorite mezcal.
Right? Yeah.
I'll let you go ahead and start. I mean, what do you suggest when it comes to starting, when it comes to tasting some of this stuff?
I mean, so to be honest, I would say tasting the Espadin is the best way. And then even though this is also from the same family and is also an Espadin, I would still taste this towards the end.
Towards the end?
Yeah, right. Just so you don't mess up your flavor palette.
Sure.
Because the lemongrass is really good in this one.
Really good stuff.
So we're going to start with the Espadin. This is from Lucio Morales. Lucio Morales, he is...
some of the best in the game, huh?
Yeah. So he comes out of San Dionisio, Ocotepec.
Nice. Oh, thank you.
Here we go. This is a family we've been working with for a while. We work with 10 other families, 10 plus families throughout Mexico. We work through several different families. And they make our cocktail mezcal. So you got the Espadin, you've got the Zacate Limon, which we'll get to later. And also this is the only mezcal that is out of the line that is certified as a mezcal.
Interesting.
If you look at the bottles, you'll see spirits distilled from agave.
Yeah.
Which
certification on them. Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
The white tape is the only one that has that certification. Everything else is, a spirit distilled from agave. We all know it's mezcal.
Yeah.
But because of the laws and everything, how expensive it is to get that certification, we're like, it's fine just the way it is. The people that make it, like I said, they're the most important. That's why their names are on the front of the bottles, along with the location of their palenques.
Yeah, dude, that's one of my favorite things about Malbien is that you kind of get everything you need to know right in front of the bottle.
Exactly.
You have some other bottles that are like, you want to know more about it, but you can't really, there's not much information on there.
Yeah, you got to look on the website or something.
Yeah, look on the website, but everything here is kind of, for the most part, everything you need.
Yeah.
And it's amazing stuff.
And like the really cool thing about this as well is a lot of people, they'll go to the locations on the bottles.
Yeah.
They'll get some stuff signed that they've had from years ago. They'll go buy stuff. They'll go do tours and whatnot. So it makes it like a really cool experience.
So I'm trying this Espadin. I gotta say, I'll be honest, it's delicious first off, but it is a bit hot once it touches your lips and tongues.
Yeah, so
it's hot, but then it balances out once it finishes
Yeah, so the cool thing about this espadín, the one that makes it different from some of the other espadíns, one is 45.5%. So it's a lot higher than normal. Some you'll find maybe around like 43 or some 40. It really depends, but 45.5 it is a little higher, which means for cocktails you may not need as much. But also the cool thing about it is that that roasted flavor that everybody talks about. Some say smoky. I don't, try to steer away from that word, that term. But it melds in, because it's higher proof, it melds in with cocktails better. So when you drink a mezcal cocktail, you don't want to taste smoke. You want to taste the mezcal, and you want to taste the everything else that comes in with the cocktail. So like that's very important. For me, especially when I was bartending, I was like, I didn't want to use a mezcal that was like super overpowering in every cocktail, because then you'll never get anybody to drink a mezcal cocktail. So,
I was gonna say, I mean, cheers. But I was gonna say, like, this stuff is this stuff, like, I can taste that. What do you call it? Like the agave miel, is what they would say, or something like that. Like, you can really taste that sweetness from the agave, which is great.
Yeah, and like espadín is typically a sweeter agave.
That's like kind of the base, or like how most brands start with just espadín or something like that.
Most brands start with it because it's the most abundant agave in Mexico, used for Mexico or for mezcal. It's also what I learned recently was that I was reading up on it, and like espadín was introduced. It wasn't like originally there. Espadín was introduced to Mexico and it was engineered so that it would hold more sugar and water. That way you could get more out of the plant.
So you're saying it was kind of like a hybrid of a agave over time.
So it was engineered, and it was breeded and all this other things. But and then it became espadín at some point.
Cool.
I still have more reading to do on it, but
I never knew that.
It's awesome. I actually learned it from watching a video of Lalo's, but we'll get to that later on as well.
Yeah, sure. You want to keep moving on? Or?
Yeah. So this next one, this is a spirit distilled from agave, a mezcal from Isidro Rodriguez out of Michoacan. This is going to be an alto, or iniquitans. Alto is what they call it in this area in Michoacan. Iniquitans you'll see on some labels, and then in some labels they'll say alto or many other names. But iniquitans is the name of the agave family, or that agave in particular. This one is going to be fermented in a 20-foot limestone pit.
20 foot
deep.
Oh, 20 foot deep.
Yeah,
that's
so
actually
you get
pretty deep for what would you call, like a cave, or the roasting process? That sounds pretty deep.
Yeah, so it's fermented in that, and because of that you kind of get like I'll let you smell and taste it. I don't want to give away too much. But this one in particular, honestly, everything that for me that comes from this agave out of Michoacan, you end up getting this really cool melon note. Like right on the nose. Like melon or cucumber, or like, just like super fresh.
Oh yeah. Dude, you hit it right on the nose. I can taste that, like that watery, cucumbery. What would you call it? Like rooted fruit? Yeah,
it tastes like, sometimes it'll taste like cucumber-esque, sometimes melon, honeydew, like the rind almost. Tastes great with strawberries, by the way. Sometimes, I'll like just have a strawberry, fucking take a sip. It's great.
Mezcal strawberry mart.
Yeah. Or anything, just very good. This one is one of my favorites just because of how easy it is to get from in the city, and like it's one of the favorites of everybody. Just that like that mineral, that melon note, people that don't usually drink mezcal, it's a big grab because it's not smoke, it's something different.
Yeah.
You know, which is the main thing that we strive for, is pushing people to try the best that there is to offer, you know, and that's what that is, in my opinion.
So what's the reason you mentioned that they roast it in a 20-foot?
So it's fermented.
Fermented, okay.
Yeah. So it's fermented in that pit, and you know, open air fermentation, so like I explained earlier. So like all of that along with the limestone, you're getting like almost this slight lactic note, almost some would say cheesy.
Yeah.
You know, you might get some of that out of there because of the limestone. And then it's distilled in a Filipino still. Which Filipino still, sometimes it'll be like copper or at the bottom, and then you'll have like the tree trunk wrapped around. But that also adds to the flavor as well.
Cool. I mean, this is really well balanced mezcal.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what we got here?
All right. Zacatoro, yeah, absolutely. So this one is gonna come out of Guerrero. A lot of people, for a while in mezcal, it took a long time to get stuff out of Guerrero because it's known to be a narcos state or narcos territory. So, you know, it's where they grow the poppy seeds for heroin. So a lot of people just did not do business with Guerrero. So the owners of the brand, they would go around, you know, Mexico looking for the different mezcaleros to work with, and they keep seeing like Ciro's name on bottles with like tape around like different restaurants. They're like, who is this guy? They're like, yeah, that's Ciro. He's out of Guerrero. At one point, they kept trying to get in contact with him. Super hard to do. At one point, Javier Barranca, which is the son, gets in contact with one of the owners, Ben. And he's telling them, hey, my father's Ciro, he's got stomach cancer. I need to sell this mezcal. And I can't let you taste it first. I can't tell you how much of it I have. And I need you to send the money in like 2 hours.
Wait, so why wasn't he allowing to let him try it first?
One, because like Ben wasn't there. And two, it's that like he just had it and he was like, look, I don't care. I really need this amount of money. You know, this is what I need to pay for my father's surgery. So I'm going to do what I have to do to get this done, you know?
So he's just trying to make a deal. Blindly, basically.
Yeah. And the guys were like, like we've seen this stuff around. We've tried it. So we're either making a great decision that'll help us in the long run, or we're going to get scammed. So, you know, it really depends on, you know, if we want to take that chance. Then they did. And they got invited down soon after. They drank with everybody in the village, ate with them. So we work with a couple different families in this same village. You know, but it's also the only place that has the location, but it doesn't take you to the place. It takes you to a taco stand about somewhat out of the village, takes you to a taco stand outside to basically tell you congratulations for making it this far. Now turn around and go back the other way because you do not belong here. Nobody is allowed in there unless somebody brings you in, you're from the town, or you know, that like nobody, even trucks that like bring goods and like toilet paper and toothpaste, whatever, they have to stop halfway and then somebody from the village comes to pick it up.
Meets them up.
You know, there's no telling what'll happen.
But do they still sell tacos at that taco stand? You still get tacos?
Now this is a Prestige pick. That's our distributor. Prestige LaJoy in DC, DC and Baltimore. This is their barrel pick. And funny enough, 2 restaurants missed the opportunity to pick this one up.
Oh, darn.
Which, you know, sad for them, but like Prestige really, really,
yeah, you guys picked it up.
yeah, I'm glad they picked it up because.
How many barrels did they get?
So I believe they ended up maybe with just 10 cases, I think. I'm not too sure anymore. But there is still some left. I do plan to do a few tastings and like events, especially around this, because it's too good for people not to have tried it.
Yeah, this is the almost like the contraband, like mezcal in a way.
Yeah, you know, yeah,
Yes
I
and
guess
no.
you could say that.
Yes
Yeah.
and no.
After us meeting with like Ciro and Javier and them, that's when everybody else kind of started saying, oh, well, you know, these guys, they got into it, or they got into Grado, so I guess we can too. So, you know, then other brands started doing it. But yeah, this is really great mezcal.
Yeah.
Really great.
Well,
cheers,
cheers to this
brother.
one.
Cheers. Yeah, it's like
Great.
nutty and like bright.
Yeah, nutty,
And-
yeah, like little vanilla-y.
Yeah, it's almost like a perfect fall winter mezcal in a sense. You know, nice and cozy. Sit on your porch in the in the morning.
There we go. Yeah, this is dope.
Drink a sip of mezcal. Ah, that's great. Yeah,
It's really good.
yeah.
Cool. All right. So we got some different looking bottles over here. Mm-hmm. Now I've seen these brands or these like designs before.
Yeah,
Tell me a little bit why they're like a little special
yeah.
compared to the other. Not that these are not special.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
These are a little different. What makes these a little different?
So Lalo Cura, I'll start with Lalo Cura. Eduardo, or Lalo, which is the nickname. He has been making mezcal for a long time. If you're familiar with Rio Minero mezcal, he started that.
Yeah.
There may be some bottles floating around from like 2013 or when he was working with Rio Minero still. But after that, he was like, I'm going to make my mezcal and if people want it, they have to come to me. I'm not going to sell it to anybody. And us being the people that want to get the best mezcal out to everybody, the owners went up there. One of them went up there, talked with Lalo. They had a great time. Figured out a deal so that Lalo or Eduardo was very happy with, and then we were able to bring his stuff to everybody else. Which, if you don't know about him, or some people may not know about him, he is he's a legend in mezcal. He is the first person to do a single varietal in making mezcal. Everybody else before was doing the ensembles. This is before mezcal came to the States.
Right.
He would master a single varietal and then move on to another varietal. So he would do that. He does so many different things on his palenque. Everything he does is ancestral, by the way. So clay pots, hand or mashed with wooden mallets, very small production. He even has different animals fertilizer for different agaves, which is super cool. Like he's I think he's got like upwards of 100 cows, some crazy amount of chickens and goats and all this shit all on his property. And he's, you know, he does all these different projects what's the word? Basically to get more rainwater to different areas and different villages. Santa Catarina Minas, that's where he's from, or that's where he lives. And yeah, he's just like one of the best to ever do it. If you ask any mezcalero, they'll tell you Lalo was the first one to do the single varietals.
Yeah.
Like Lalo, they all know Lalo Cura.
So when you say like single varietals, you mean like like just exclusively working on a single kind of agave, basically.
Yeah, so a single varietal is one particular agave.
Yeah. Everyone else was like blending.
They'll take whatever agaves you get.
Yeah.
You know, and then just, you know, doing whatever you can get.
But he was like the first to really plant the agave, let it grow to whatever age they were looking for, and then distill it, master it, and then release it.
Yeah, he was the first to hone the craft of a single agave. And he would do that. And now he even does like, he's very big on the idea of saving the plants that are going out of, or at least in the area of Santa Catarina. So like a lot of the agaves he uses are being, they're growing less because of the espadines are starting to like grow a lot more in the area. So the other agaves are starting to go, not extinct.
Espadine is like taking over the nutrients of the agaves, basically.
Yeah, so like he's got this thing where he basically starts cultivating all these other agaves to keep them around. He's very, very meticulous with how he does everything. Everything is like exact to the point. Very smart guy.
Cool.
I suggest anybody to like look up Lalo Cura and look at any of his videos on mezcal. It's very educational. Like, dude's a genius.
Hell yeah. All right, let's. Now I'm really excited to try this stuff.
Yeah. So this one is a quiche.
Madre quiche?
Regular quiche.
Or just a quiche?
Yeah, quiche, however you want to say it. I just say quiche. Now this is one of my favorites out of what he's, out of this last few that we've got that he's put out in this area.
Yeah. So you were saying basically this stuff basically wasn't even like released at all to the public. He literally just had it in his own home and would share it amongst his family and friends.
Yeah, family, friends, or anybody that was bold enough to go visit his house.
Sure.
You know, he was like, I'm done like trying to get my mezcal out to people. Look, my idea of great mezcal is not quantity, it's quality.
Right.
So whatever I put out is going to be great regardless. So if you want to, he was tired of doing all the stuff to get everything out there. So he was like, look, if you want to try my mezcal, if you're a nerd, a mezcal nerd, like most of us are, you know, you go down, you'll go to my house to taste my stuff. And that's what a lot of people did. A lot of people have been down to several different chefs from around the world, several different people that love mezcal, drink mezcal, have all been to his house, drank mezcal with him, had dinner, all that stuff.
Well, that's awesome. Well,
cool thing about this quiche is that for me it's brighter than any quiche I've or from other quiche that I've had in the past. It's just like super bright. But yeah,
no, it was just saying I just wanted to ask how much the proof was. It's pretty high.
Yeah,
49%.
Yeah, 49.8.
You can feel it, but it's also like you were saying. It also has a bright, soft touch to it at the same time.
Yeah, it's just like super open and like, you know, it makes you want to drink more, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, very easy going.
Cool. Well, that's a great story. And then finally, we have this stuff that I've seen before too.
Yeah, it is very, very, very tasty. So this is the El Tigre. It is a papalote. It comes out of Guerrero. It's about 25, 30 minutes inward into Guerrero. This place has not been touched as much by the government. The tiger, which you see here, is kind of the mascot of the village. Every harvest season, they do this big tiger festival.
Yeah.
Where they all create these crazy looking tiger masks. They do these games, these different games, all this stuff to bless the harvest. The mezcal itself, papalote, they use their own ancestral methods that they've been using for years. And if anybody tells you otherwise, then you know.
Cool. What was the reason? Why'd you shake it like that?
So sometimes shaking the mezcal, you can. Sometimes if you shake it, you can tell like how much alcohol is there.
Oh, I see. Because
the bubbles stick around. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of
Now
that.
this one is pretty higher. It's 52.5%,
Let's do it.
which, in my opinion, doesn't taste nowhere near that.
Yeah, from what I remember, it's like the more the bubbles, the higher the ethanol, or is that reverse?
No, that I believe that's right.
Right?
Like the bubbles, like the longer they stay, from what I remember.
Yeah.
The longer they stay, the higher the alcohol.
And then like if it's like pretty flat, you would say it'd be like less.
Yeah.
Less
A good way to like tell if you're drinking, you know.
Oh my gosh, hold on. Well, this has like a crazy like caramel nutty aroma to it.
Also, every bottle is hand painted that comes
Really?
to the U.S.
Oh, it's not like a sticker label.
No, it's all hand
Oh, my
painted
goodness.
from this lady, Adela Cornell. This older lady, very nice older lady. She paints every bottle that comes. They're all different flower patterns, almost collectible. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
like
this is,
very
like,
collectible. Like
This is legit art right here.
It is. Every bottle is
beautiful.
different art. It's super beautiful.
All right. Well, cheers.
Cheers, man.
Whoa. Oh my god. I've never had anything like that.
Right? So you see what I mean? Where it's like, it doesn't even taste like it's 52, right?
No, not at all. It's like it doesn't. I can't even describe what it is.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, me either. It's just really that good.
It's just good. And
Like I
it-
just tell people, just taste it first, and then I'll start talking, because like it's hard to like for me, it was hard to explain like just the taste. It's just
It's weird. Is it weird to say it? It's almost like papery,
no, there's nothing wrong with that.
but in like a good way. It's not
Yeah.
nasty or anything, but it's just unique.
Yeah,
What kind of agave is
it's
this?
papalote.
Papalote.
Yeah, it's papalote as well. Yeah. So there's also a papalote from Guerrero. That's out of market at the moment, but sadly, trying to get some more back soon. But yeah, we'll see.
Cool. Well, that was.
Yeah, it's just super special, very very tasty. Yeah, like everything about it is just looks good on every back bar, you know.
Yeah.
Draws attention because of the flowers. Same as with like all of the tape bottles, you know, but for different reasons. Like the tape, when you see tape, you're like, oh, why, you know, what is this bottle that's taped up behind the bar? You know, is there some stuff, you know? Well, usually when you see tape stuff, it's stuff that people bought back from Mexico,
yeah.
You know. But then you see something like that, and it's like, holy shit! Like, why is it? What's up with all those flowers? Like, that tiger looks crazy.
Yeah, it looks deadly, but I mean, which kind of is because it's pretty strong. But
But
you actually want to drink it and enjoy it.
yeah, and you would enjoy. Anybody
Exactly.
can enjoy that. Even
Exactly.
people that don't drink mezcal would
Yeah.
love that. And I've seen that even at some tastings I've done, or even some bars. I rolled the dice and gave somebody a taste of it, and they're like, yo, this is really good. Is this mezcal? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
it doesn't taste
it's
like
mezcal.
You don't get that. You don't get that roast or toasted flavor profile in there.
Yeah, you don't.
It's incredibly it's almost milky in the
You know,
mouth,
now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of reminds me of like it also has this note of like plums, or like even like a date. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It's every time I drink it, I taste something a little more different.
Right.
So it's
This is literally like the kind of thing where it's like you can have it 100 times, but even on that 101 time, you're gonna get something new. So,
exactly, like it just keeps changing every time.
yeah.
And we always drop new batches of this whenever it's available. But like every batch is super small production. Mostly everything that we do is small production, including like the green tape. The ones we have the most of course, are always going to be the cocktail stuff, but everything else is pretty small production.
Yeah. I mean, it's really well crafted. You can tell the amount of craftsmanship and time that it takes for all these expressions to be put in or released and stuff. So it's all really well.
Yeah, and I love doing these tastings or tasting people on this stuff because, when I was working at Aspida, you've been to Aspida back when? No?
Nah, I'm
Okay.
still. I mean, I'm still pretty young when it comes to drinking.
Oh, okay, cool.
I turned 21 like a couple years ago.
Oh, okay, shit, nice. So like Aspida, it was this bar in Shaw, in DC.
Nice. Shaw's great.
And great mezcal bar, had the best selection in the city. And we had Malby in there. And we ended up going to Mexico in a Bottle one year.
Oh yeah.
And that's where I found the brand. I'm tasting through everything. I'm like, yo, this is good. This is really fucking good. So I started, I just kept in contact with the guys. I was like, all right, I'm gonna work with these guys one day. It took like 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years and
Sounds
some
about right.
change, but
Sounds
that whole time I was like, yo, I'm gonna work with these guys. I'm glad I finally did. So like me going out doing these tastings, like I love to do it, just because it's it's what I wanted to do and I made it happen. So it's like makes me feel good about that.
Oh, yeah, brother.
But yeah, now let's get on to the last but not least, the Zacate Limon. A lot of people know about this one. This is the made from the same juice as the Espadin, made from the same place. The difference is during the second distillation is when they add the lemongrass. That's why if you look at the bottle, or if you look at the juice, it's going to be greenish, has a like green yellowish tint to it. It's also only 40%, which is a lot lower for mezcal. But if you do it any higher than that, then the lemongrass starts to get bitter. Which is why 40 is like the perfect ABV on that one. This was made by Lucio Morales for his wife, Augustina, as a birthday gift. She loved lemongrass. She used to grow it around the Palenque, make teas and soups and all types of stuff with it. And there's this saying that if you don't make a mezcal out of the thing your wife loves the most, you're an asshole. Lucio was not an asshole at all. Very nice man. But during COVID, him and his wife, Augustina, Lucio and Augustina, they both passed away during COVID, about 6 months apart from each other, which is sad, but also kind of sweet in a way that, they weren't too far apart from each other, and their youngest son, Oscar, was the one that ended up taking over.
Cool.
So Oscar, he asked that we not put his name on the bottles out of respect for his father and the original recipe that his father came up with for both of these. So we honored that because, like I said in the beginning, like the guys that make the stuff are way more important than us. So all of it says original recipe of Lucio Morales. Oscar made it. This is, like I said, only 40%, but it's great for cocktails. Literally, any cocktail you can think of, you put this on it or in it, just adds a extra layer of flavor to it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, this stuff is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That you literally taste like the grassiness.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously it's like lemongrass, but like you can taste that. I don't know.
Earthy, herbal,
earthy, exactly.
The lemongrass really does come through. And when you put it in any cocktail, like I said, just adds that extra layer of flavor. Like, if it's just a margarita, same. Last word, Naked and Famous.
Yeah.
Espresso martinis. It goes crazy in espresso martinis. A lot of people don't get it, but it really does. Negronis. Crazy if you do it with, the right way. Like, it goes crazy. Like, it's just like very easy drinking. And then also it's like, at the same time, it's technically a pechuga.
Really?
Technically, you know, pechugas is when you add the meat and the you
Right.
know, everything else.
Right, because I wanted to ask how exactly they add that lemongrass. It
Yeah.
doesn't sound like you guys are like this.
It's not like it's
roasting
just cut up or anything like that. Like, so sometimes some of it is added to the actual juice and let to sit. That's where the color comes from.
Okay.
And some of it is done the same way you would do a pechuga, like for like other like just like vegan pechugas. So like sometimes it's like above the still, sometimes it's like right over the still. It really depends. The other thing that's cool about this is how like, and the thing that catches a lot of people's eye is the price.
Yeah, no, that's
Because even though like it's technically a pechuga, and the guys that own the brand, they have this thing they call pechuga math. You know, it's you take a espadine, you add $2 worth of chicken and fruits and veggies, and then you sell it for like $150. And like while like you understand the significance of pechugas and like how they're celebratory things. They're not things that are like always should always be, you know, that are always available. They're like do they have to be like that expensive? You know what I'm saying? So like this is kind of pechuga, but it's at a reasonable price, and like you can enjoy it whether you want it in a cocktail or by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things about it too. It's like it's such a great product, but it's approachable. You can always get it, like you said, at any time. It doesn't have to be that special celebratory bottle. Like
Yeah.
a lot of these pechugas are, but like it's great. It's great for having all the time.
Yeah, and like it's one of the things that I go to behind a bar when people are like, "Oh, I don't like mezcal cocktails." You know, it's one of the first things I go to, because as soon as I make it for them, they're like, "Oh, that's really good. That's not smoky." And I'm like, "No, it's not." And you know, it kind of gets them hooked on mezcal. It's the, you know, kind of the starter for it all. You know.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's a good start, beginner's mezcal. Even at some liquor stores, I see people that buy the stuff there, or they try it and then they're like, "Oh, I didn't think it'd be this good." You know, this is easier to drink. You know, I always thought mezcal was supposed to be smoky, which is what I hear all the time. You know, and the crazy thing about it is like, and it's crazy to me that the only reason that's the case, or the reason that's the case, is because when mezcal first came to the States, everybody was like, the big companies had the mezcaleros over roast the agaves on purpose, because because their whole thing was they wanted, in order to fit the American palate, which they thought, you know, which is Scotch and like things like that,
whiskey,
you know, añejo tequilas or like aged stuff. You know, they're like, well, like, yeah, we'll over roast them, you know, make it smoky, and then they'll like it. You know, which kind of went the opposite way. Like for some were like, okay, this is like too smoky, too harsh, which kind of messed up that, you know, that. You know,
stigma.
messed up the it created a stigma, which the reason I do this is to cut that stigma. So
hell yeah, I mean all this stuff is really like head turners or mind changers, and like really show the versatility of mezcal. Things, literally you're tasting things you've never tasted before, flavors that you've never had before, and they just work so well together. And you can, like you said, you can make these with cocktails or just sip them on their own. Anyway, you can enjoy them any way you want. Yeah, which is the best part.
Absolutely, that's what mezcal's for, to share. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, one more thing before we go. I always like this. You guys carry this green tape around. Like, what's with the green tape or the tape in general?
So the tape is we don't do a lot of merch. One big reason is because our whole idea is to be able to showcase the mezcal itself and the people that make it. So like we don't do a ton of merch. And the green tape is cool. Everybody likes the tape, you know, stick it around, you know, stick it around wherever the fuck, you know, and like the tape is great. So like, yeah, that's probably only thing we really have. I wouldn't even really call the tape merch, you know, it's more like just decoration
like
shit, you know, you just, you know, stick it around wherever. But yeah, I mean, the tape is functional. It's easy,
Sure.
and it gets the point across that we care about the mezcal more than anything. So,
Yeah. Well, this was great, man.
great talking to you.
Exactly. Likewise, man. I appreciate you bringing all this fun, crazy, like delicious stuff around.
Yeah, man. We should get a cocktail shaker too.
Yeah.
at
Hell yeah.
some point.
Actually, let's get some making it famous going.
Yeah, let's do that for sure.